guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hi there. Welcome to the Sound of Gold. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you are here. And I am so excited for today's show. If you're just tuning in for the first time, or if you've been here before, welcome back. And welcome to those of you that are new tuning in. My focus is on music, musicians, music venues, music teachers, and music schools. I am airing here. My studio is actually my music studio here at home in Florida. And wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you're staying safe and warm. I know we've had some cold weather lately. So wherever you are, again, wishing you to be safe and warm. With that being said, I want to tap into, there's today's show. I don't even know where to begin, but I want to tap into music and music venues and what you kind of expect when you go to a music venue. If you're a musician, right, you set up a time and a place to perhaps play, and you show up either as a soloist or as a band, and you have your audience and new audiences, and it's a good time. And there is also another way to experience music at music venues. And that is, I've experienced a little bit, not so much, but not as much as my guest today, but there is this special, I guess, department of music that's shared. And it's special because there's so much to it, and it's called being a DJ. And not only being a DJ, but being a producer, being a director, being someone that doesn't necessarily come with an instrument per se, but knows how to take sound and mix it, right? So it's almost like taking a palette of colors and knowing how to blend them together to create a beautiful canvas that's enjoyed by the public and by the audience, and also that's wanted, that's invited. And so my special guest today is an entertainer who literally, I kid you not, just got off the plane from Montreal, Canada, to be with us here today. And I would love to introduce you to my friend dLO. dLO, are you backstage with us? There you are.
Hello, how you guys doing?
So dLO, we have listeners from all over the world, and we have beginner musicians, we have advanced musicians, we have all different talents tuning in. Now, my block of the woods of being a musician, right? I play piano, and I kind of have an idea of where I can go with it, what I can do with it. But you have this special knack of blending melodies and music together. And you're like way above the charts right now. And there's so many questions I have for you. But to get us started off, tell us a little bit about what's been your journey in music and what's got you to where you are now, because you're exploding. I mean, you're all over the place in a great way.
Yeah. So I got started. I was inspired by my friends, and I would go to these events and I'd see these DJs and I'd hear these songs and producers and what they make. And, I just really thought to myself, I could do that too. You know, I have a computer, I have the ability to do that. So, you know, every day for a couple of years, I just DJ'd, produced, I've gotten lessons, but I'm mainly self-taught,
Okay.
all from home. And yeah, no, I mean, it's just been a very big journey, especially as of recently, with my numbers just going up and all the support I've been getting from around the world.
That's awesome. So tell our listeners a little bit more about how they could find you as far as listening to some of your music. Like, I know Instagram, you have a page, and where else could listeners find you?
Yeah, you guys could also find me on SoundCloud is where I'm really active on and where I get most of my fan base from. I'm also on YouTube. I have Spotify and Apple Music, but not all of my songs are uploaded to those platforms besides SoundCloud.
So in finding you, when I would look you up, dLO, right? There's so many different quote unquote dLO. You spell it lowercase d, capital L, capital O.
Yep.
And then do you have, is it dLO Entertainment or just lowercase d, capital L, capital O?
Just that.
And on SoundCloud. Now I watched some of your stuff this morning, and you have this incredible knack for expressing your music digitally. And I don't know, we're not prepared for this, but to play something or to give an idea of what you play. Like, you just came from Montreal, right? So, and you play in Miami, you play in, I know Steve told me you play up in Georgia, you play wherever you're called to, Texas. What kind of venues do you play at, and what is your theme per se?
The kind of venues I typically play at, there'll be just typically, sometimes it's kind of like a bar with a stage and whatnot, and it'll be like a pretty decent size venue. And then there's crazy venues that I've played at where it's like almost an amphitheater, and it's just like mind blowing to even be behind the CDJs. Like, it's just crazy sometimes.
And then you mentioned riddim, right? So
Yeah.
RIDD
I am.
I am, which is different than rhythm. So for our listeners that are not familiar with riddim, can you please tell us a little bit more about the meaning or the approach or the backstory behind using that terminology over rhythm as we know it in I guess English language?
So riddim is actually a subgenre of dubstep. And dubstep is electronic music.
Okay.
And it originated in Jamaica from, reggae and all that. But people from the UK and all around the world designed a sound that just sounded so different, and it just consisted more of a 1, 2, 3 kind of melody. And it's very simplistic but high energy. And yeah, it's just a subgenre of dubstep. I love electronic music. I just really do. Just sounds that you can create, and it's just like you're really in control of whatever you're trying to do. You could do a piano on it, you could do violin, you could really master anything. Obviously not in real life, but through the software. But you could still make some pretty cool stuff, and people love it, and you meet a lot of people.
So I have some specific questions, but before I get to those questions, I'm sure you have, well, you're on your phone right now, correct?
Yeah.
So do you have something recent that you played, or can I pull something up on Instagram for our listeners to hear something? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you can go
Okay.
on Instagram, and I just recently posted a reel of me DJing for the event that I went to in Montreal to promote it.
And okay, well, while I'm looking this up, so I can share with our listeners a little something of what you do. For our listeners that are just getting into this, or that have been in it for a while but still don't have the knack of knowing how to go about getting out there, getting attention, and booking places, you have a knack for this. Can you share some of your recipes, some of your secrets
For getting booked?
for getting booked, for getting attention, for getting out there? Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's not easy to do that.
You gotta support your local events. Go to every single local event, tap in with the promoters, and meet everybody. And don't be shy to say your name and get them to know what you're trying to do. Because if you're gonna support people, then generally they're gonna support you back, and that's really all you need.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I pulled you up on Instagram, and I have you dLO.wav wave. For those that are listening, and that there are some of us watching, but there are more listeners, I think. So let's see if I can find something. I have this on. Now, was this just in Montreal this past weekend?
Nah, that was actually in December at this very big venue in Fort Lauderdale called Chemistry Nightclub.
So these are, so I understand, our listeners understand. So these are places that you've gone to, like, as an audience person, and then you make connections and you
Yep.
get yourself involved in performing.
Yep, that's how you do it. I've always wanted to play that venue, that chemistry venue. That was one of my biggest accomplishments as a DJ and producer per se.
And then places out of state. I mean, is it just about, what's the secret? Is it about just making connections with local fans?
Instagram is the key. Everybody, all the promoters, to get the general audience, mainly people use Instagram, Facebook, and whatnot, but they're the same app. But
right.
What's it called? Everybody's on it. Everybody's trying to find new DJs and producers and trying to find new sounds. And all you have to do is just support them. Even if you even go to one of their shows and meet up with them in real life, it makes a big difference, and it shows that you really want it more.
Right. So you had mentioned also that you have some kind of program at home.
Yeah.
That that you work with, as far as, and how does that support you when you're out at a venue? I don't understand, right? So there's a lot of me out there that does not understand the producing of the DJ work that you do. So if I was like to work with you, right, what would I need to know? What would I need to learn to be able to mix? Yeah.
It's really, I mean, like, to mix, like, DJ,
just like what you do, because I could do a lot of things, but I don't have a clue. If you asked me to DJ, I'd be like, yeah, you're the guy. I'd give him your number, but I wouldn't.
If I'm gonna be honest,
yeah,
I feel like DJing in itself is pretty simplistic. If I were to show you for at least 2 hours, you would be able to land a couple, you know.
Okay.
but it's mainly about track selection. It's mainly about playing songs that nobody's heard, different remixes, and in the rhythm scene we call them dub plates.
Okay.
So an artist will sell a song, of an exclusive song, to a certain amount of people, and that's it, you know. So, and when you hear those songs, you know that, like, they're tapped in, or that's a rare song, and people just lose their minds, you know.
Right. That's awesome. Um, so you're just coming back from Montreal, like we know, and then other states you've had venues that you've been to. You've been down to chemistry. Um, for each venue, do you have a different approach of a setup, or do you kind of use the same genre, or it depends on the vibe you pick up, or do you? I'm kind of asking a few questions at once.
It kind of depends on the vibe, but because I'm mainly dubstep rhythm. If I'm getting booked, then I'm gonna play dubstep and rhythm. I'm
Right.
very I like to be very like very straightforward with that when it comes to promoters trying to book me for another genre, which I could do another genre. I've done house music, I've done techno, I've done like a whole bunch industrial, but I really just love dubstep and rhythm. I just love it. And the crowd and the energy. Different crowd everywhere you go, but it's ultimately the same energy all in all.
Awesome. Awesome. So when you're depending on where you're called to play, well, first, before I ask that question, you're probably one of the youngest performers that I know. And congratulations to your success. I mean, it's huge. And you have probably well over several thousand followers now is it on SoundCloud, YouTube?
Yeah, on SoundCloud, I'm about to hit 2,000 followers.
Nice. And for people to tap into SoundCloud, what is the name you go by, or is it just dLO?
It's just dLO. Honestly, on SoundCloud, if you just look up dLO, I'm like one of the first people to pop up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Where do you see yourself going with this? Is this something that you're like, have you hit your ceiling? Are you exactly where you want to be, or where do you see yourself going with this?
I just at this point in my life, I know I'm still super young, and there's just a lot of opportunities to go. And I know this definitely isn't the ceiling. What has happened over the weekend? I've had a lot of crazy opportunities come up in Montreal, and yeah, so it's kind of just the beginning, and yeah.
That's so exciting. And how old are you?
21.
21. That's awesome. That is so awesome. You have like your whole life ahead of you, and what a way to step it up and to start where you're at. There's so much growth. I mean, being not doing the same work you do, but being a little bit older and being in the music world, I'm still constantly growing. And if I had, gosh, I can't say if that's not fair, but gosh, it's something as a musician, you're always going to grow. You're always
Yeah.
going to add more. You're always going to flourish. You're always going to, you're on a streak that's, I think maybe others might envy you because it's almost like you're a gift you've been given from God above, or whoever people think of. But you're gifted and you're just tapped into what your passion is. And that's beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's just considering what I also do for my personal job, like work and all. I try to balance it, but I make it work, and I have a routine. And yeah, it's really it. I'm still just starting. I have a lot of music to put out, a lot of collaborations, more people to meet, and more places to visit.
And what's awesome for our listeners out there, you mentioned having your day job. And for those out there that are looking to get into the business, you just, even for myself, you don't just wake up and you're like, okay, here it is. It's all like, I got it all going. Like, you have to put work into it. Like, you have to take the steps, and you still need to have some consistent income.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely need the consistent income for sure.
So how many events do you have scheduled a month right now?
As of right now, I'm playing a show in what's it called? I'm playing a show in Hollywood, Florida on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about that. Like, really excited about that. And then I'm also playing. I was supposed to be playing in Texas again, but something happened with the promoter, and so it got rescheduled. But that's really it so far for this month. But I know there's more opportunities coming. It's like I can get a text any second from a promoter.
Oh, that's awesome. And like I mentioned a minute ago, it's, as a musician, I don't want to speak for you, but as a musician, like, if you give me an opportunity to play, I would show up and I'd get to play and I would love it. And then if you're going to pay me on top of that, I would love it even more. They don't, the first passion of something is getting to share my talent. So with you, I would guess the same. It's not about, we all want to get paid, but it's a passion that you're creating.
Yeah.
From.
I haven't really been doing it for the money.
Right.
I've really been doing it for the culture and just to put where I'm from on, because I'm from Broward County, and there's not a lot of EDM people, big producers that come out of there. So, I mean, there's a lot that come out of Florida, but definitely not Broward County.
Right. Now, I've seen some of your videos, and you have some others helping you. So do you have a crew that works with you, or are you more solo and I just happen to see a clip that people are hanging with you?
No, I'm part of a collective. It's called The Lowest.
Okay.
It consists of 4 people as of right now, and we're based out of Miami. We throw shows, we promote shows, we play shows, we do a lot. We also have a record label that we're making, and we're all going to put a track out, and yeah.
Awesome. So SoundCloud is the way to contact you, or do you have a separate website?
I actually don't have a website, but SoundCloud, Instagram is definitely the best way to get at me.
Okay. All right. And if you have, for our listeners that are wanting to learn or that are wanting to do more like what you do, what would be your advice or your suggestion, your inspiration for them?
Just to keep going, even if it doesn't sound good the first couple of times, just put it out, take constructive criticism, and keep going. It's all about if you could take criticism. If you can't take criticism, you're not going to get better.
That's a great piece of advice. I want to go back to having a day job and working with your schedule. Like, if you get a call today and they want you to be back in Montreal next week or back, over in Texas, how do you work that out with work? And I'm asking because other people work too, and other people I know have thought, oh, let me just give up the day job, but that's not recommended.
Yeah, no. So I usually try to make sure that it's at least 2 to 4 weeks in advance, and if I have to use my uncalled, whatever sick days, honestly, like, to chase my dream, I'll use it. But like obviously I have a passion for what I do for my day job, but I also have I'm not going to let my day job stop me from finding my true happiness per se.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, do you do private events like home parties, or do you feel like your vibe and your what you give out is more for like 1,000 people or 500 people instead of like 50?
It depends. If I get booked for a house party, I'll do a house party, you know. I'll do weddings. I'll do whatever the case is, but I feel like for my vibe, for my genre at least, it's for a bigger crowd for sure.
And since you've begun on this venture and getting out there, what is the furthest place you've been, and what has been your favorite place? You did mention chemistry, but
yeah. So Montreal is definitely taking the cake right now for the farthest place. Super sick. Montreal was amazing. The place was incredible. It was super cold, like really cold. But you know, but my favorite place was definitely Chemistry nightclub because I've always wanted to play there. I've been going there for years and seeing all the big artists, and yeah, that was definitely probably one of the highlights of my career so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I have a band question, and the band question is, okay, if I'm in a band of, let's say, 5 people, and the venue, I want to talk about money for a minute. And the venue pays, let's say, 300, and the 5 of us have to split it. Does that go true with you and your crew, the lowest?
Yeah. So if a promoter is gonna book the lowest, they could either book a certain member of the lowest, but if they want all 4, they have to pay for all of us individually.
Okay.
And we don't really charge that much because, like I said, we don't really do it for the money.
Right.
But, you know, we got to hold ourselves to a higher, you know, standard or whatnot.
Sure. So can you share with us any behind the scenes work into the album that you're putting together?
Oh yeah, it's really a collection of songs I've been just working on as of recently, and all of the people in the collective are super talented, also at making music and producing. So I think it's gonna do good. Me personally, I mean, the lowest itself has been getting a lot of support, and it's just looking bright as of right now.
That's awesome. And then, do you have a record label name, or is this not something you're ready to disclose?
Yeah, as at this moment, it's not ready to close.
Right, you're not ready. I was trying. So Saturday night, you're playing in Hollywood. Are you playing at the Chemistry, or where can you share with us where you're playing if listeners out there are going to be in that area and want to listen to you?
Yep, it's going to be at the Spice Club in Hollywood, Florida. It's called Club Spice.
Okay.
Super nice. It's super nice. You can get nice food there. They have good drinks and whatnot. It's a pretty good place.
And is it I've never been, so is it a big venue? Is it a restaurant? Is it just a dance?
It's like a restaurant. It's like a restaurant, bar, lounge venue. So I know it sounds crazy, but it has like a really big bar that does like a U around and then there's a stage and there's tables and everything. So it's really nice. And there's like a place that you can sit and whatnot.
Awesome.
But I like that venue. We're close with the owners there. And as long as we hit a limit for the drinks, we're good.
That's awesome. So other than the record label, do you have like in preparation for this weekend, do you prearrange what you're going to be playing, or do you already have something in mind for this upcoming show?
I used to have like a set list. I used to prepare a set list.
Right.
But because I feel like I have so much music and I kind of know like what's on my USB, I feel like I could like just freestyle it, you know?
Okay.
And I've been doing that for the last couple of months, and I feel like it's been making me better as a DJ and with song selection and just reading a room.
Oh, I love that. And that's true for most of us. I'll speak for myself, playing the energy that's in the room, like feeling what people are wanting and playing for that. And I think there's a lot of freedom in that, being a musician, and you're not limited with a set list, right? Because a lot of us play from a set list, and then there are a lot of us that have learned to be able to mix it according to, like I said, the vibe in the room.
Yeah. You know, I'm not perfect. You know, I've obviously, when I used to play in a set list, I've had some sets that didn't do good, you know, because it just wasn't the vibe. And I at the time I felt like I wasn't good enough to try to read the vibe or whatnot, or I didn't have good enough music selection to read the room. But it all just comes with time and honestly trial and error with sounds.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't think it matters how many years we've been in the business. It's something that always can be tweaked.
Yep.
It's something that we're always growing with, because energy shifts, energy changes, and or sometimes, I know as a musician myself, sometimes I'm just not feeling that today.
Yep.
I'm feeling today, and I'm going to give what I've got. Right? I mean,
yep. Same thing with producing, like trying to make a song. One day you feel like you can make anything you want. You know, I feel like I can make anything I want, and some days it's like I don't even want to do it. You know, it just sounds so bad. You know, but it's all about, as long as you just do it anyway, you know, just try not to think of it too deep. You know, it's, as long as I think of it as long as it's coming from you, like if I'm going to put a song out, I feel like people will like it because I put it out. You know, I made it. It doesn't have to sound good. It's just appreciating the art.
And the beauty, and I understand that so well. And for the listeners out there, whether you're musicians or just stepping into the space of playing, there is that, can I say, not authenticity, but the genuine heart of the passion.
Authenticity for real.
What's that?
Authenticity, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing from a space, and that's just genuine. And you can't name it, you can't label it. You can. The best way I could say it is you can just feel it.
Yep, just feeling it. That's really what it's all about.
And I know I teach this. I don't know if you know, I'm also a music teacher. But as a music teacher, a lot of times I teach my students, sometimes just close the book. You don't have to always like be so formal and limited, but close the book, and as if I would give you a palette of colors, a paintbrush, and a canvas, and just paint, right? Because if you remember, when we were kids, you know, they're like, here's a paintbrush, here's colors, here's paper. Like, unless, you know, you're in school and there's a subject that you're working on, nobody's going to tell you like how to paint a picture. You just paint.
Correct. 100%.
And that's the beauty of being a musician, and that's the beauty of what you do too. But you take it to a whole nother level, which is amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. keep us posted on your upcoming stuff. And you know, I love the fact that you're out there and you're doing what you love. And to our listeners out there, I mean, there's no limit on your passion. Like if you're gonna, I had an interview this morning with another musician, and it's like, don't limit yourself. Just let yourself free. Let go of overthinking what you're creating.
Yeah, I've learned so far in my journey that the biggest enemy is really yourself at times. So you got to learn to be at peace with what you make and what you put out. And as long as you like what you're putting out, nothing else that other people say that hold no value in the scene should really matter. You know, if a bigger artist is giving you advice and constructive criticism, you take that. But other than that, you just put out what you like, you know, just be original.
Absolutely. And I also like to take this analogy because, again, no matter how old we are or how many years we've been in the industry, we're always going to come up against some criticism. We're always going to come up against some feedback that there's always somebody that might not love what you do, or you know, there's a majority that do, but there's always maybe that one person. And the best way to deal with that kind of criticism and that kind of, I don't know, if it feels like a discouragement, but the best way to look at it, at least the way I look at it, is if we were to go into the ice cream store and there's like Baskin Robbins, there's 31 flavors, not everybody's going to have a favorite same flavor. Right. So in dealing with the criticism and dealing with feedback, which doesn't always sit so nicely, it's looking at it differently and saying, hey, you know, my music, for me personally, my music may not be everybody's favorite. But that's okay. Maybe one day it will be, or in some moment it might be, or not. And that doesn't limit me to express who I am and express what I know. And sometimes I don't even know. I just create, and it's just flows through me. And I know you understand.
How I look at it sometimes is if people aren't hating on me, I'm not doing something right. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Like, if people aren't hating on you, you're not doing something right, because people are going to hate because they're jealous, because they can't do it, or because they think you don't deserve it. But as long as you know you put in the work to deserve it, and people that support you know that you deserve it,
right.
It doesn't even matter. Like, it holds no weight.
It's so true. And it goes back to authenticity and know what you know and do what you love. And it holds no weight.
Holds no weight at all. It doesn't bother me anymore. Like, I've had some people ask me, oh, how do you just listen to that? Or like, whatever. It's not about listening to it. It's about appreciating it. You don't have to like it to appreciate it.
Right. And the fact that you know how to, like I said earlier, blend it all and express yourself through the different vibes of music, or I don't know if you would call them vibes, but the different types of music. You just, like I said, your talent has exploded. Sorry, I can't even talk. It's exploded and continuing to explode because you're coming from a space of just being real. This is who you are. This is what you got to give, and you're giving it your all.
Yep. That's all you can be. All you can be is real nowadays.
Right. That's so true. And I think the beauty in it, and not to sound all woohoo or funny, but the fact that you're stepping out of, let's say, your comfort zone, and you're like, this is who I am, this is what I've got, and this is what I'm given. Like, that's vulnerable. That's not everybody knows how to be comfortable with that vulnerability.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely learned to embrace it. I've definitely learned to be proud of it, because a lot of people don't get the opportunity or have the position that I could be in. And
Right.
I am very thankful, even if it's like, yeah, it's so hard to explain, because first doing these shows, I was doing them for free. I was driving all around Florida for free. But that's the way to do it. You got to put yourself out there. You got to take the risk, bite the bullet, do whatever you want to call it. But you got to take the risk.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not about the money. It's about expressing your passion and being that person to stand up and be like, this is what I got, you know?
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to see, again, for my listeners out there, if you're watching this live, I'm using my phone because I don't have another way to share with you dLO's music, because he's on his phone right now. But I'm just going to pull up another session of yours.
Yeah.
There's more to that, but I just
that was in
what's that?
That was in Orlando. That was a really fun show. That was one of my most packed shows.
So how many people would you say you pack it in a show? Let's say for the Orlando one.
So far, the most people I played for was like a little over 1,000 people.
Okay.
That show in particular that you just showed was there was probably like 700 people there. It was pretty crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love what you're doing. I love how you're showing up. And again, for our listeners out there, you can find dLO on SoundCloud, lowercase d, capital L, capital O.
Yep.
And you said you're probably the first person that comes up.
Yeah, no, I am the first person.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you can say that. I'm so thrilled I got to have you on my show today. Any last words before we come to a close on our show today?
Just keep being you, keep being real, make what you want to make, and keep putting music out. Don't stop making music, and always play OG rhythm.
Awesome. Well, thank you, dLO. And if you're just tuning in, dLO's literally got off the plane from Montreal, is in his car driving home, and made time to be on our show today. And I'm honored to have you, and you have our support, and we will definitely be in touch.
Yes, I will. We will talk soon. I appreciate you so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
It was so fun.
Yeah. All right. We will talk soon.
Bye.
That was dLO. He's on Instagram as well, lowercase d, capital L, capital O, .wave, WAV on Instagram. That's how he's found. In addition to that, that was so exciting. I don't always get to interview DJs, and it's such an honor to have had him on my show today. And like different energy, different vibes, different venues. I mean, there are so many different cultures. There's so many different approaches to music that we love, music that we like, and being open to it all. And like he said, you don't have to love it, but you can appreciate it, because it's not just a nothing sound. Somebody has a passion for it, like dLO, and takes the time to create and put sound together in his genre, in the riddim, as he called it. So thank you so much for tuning in today. We have a few minutes left, and I thought it's been a while since, and I'm going to change the rhythm right now because I thought it would be fun for my listeners that often tune in. It's been a while since I've got to play my own genre of music, and again, I'm stepping it up or stepping it back because it's a different vibe than riddim is, and I thought maybe I could just play piano for a few minutes today for you, and then we could chat before I end, and yeah, so sit back and relax. Thanks for tuning in today, and thank you so much, dLO, for making the time to be with us on our show. I hope you enjoyed just a couple minutes of me playing for you. I've missed playing, and that's just a snippet of what I play. I love to just play for hours, and I look forward to doing that again for many of my listeners. And I think I'll do a surprise show one day and just play for you. Other than that, besides that, I hope you tune in next week to find out who my special guest is. I'm so excited. I'm not going to tell though, but I have another famous, fabulous guest. I have gifts. Fabulous guest that will join me next week. In the meantime, help me keep music alive. Take lessons, learn an instrument, support your local music venues, your local musicians, and give it all you got. It's limitless. The instruments, the venues, the performances. Let's just enjoy life with music. Music is all around us. So again, thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same channel. you.